In this short tutorial, I will guide you through the steps you can take to mimic a website using Photoshop. In the assignment, I have provided you with some links that you can follow that will give you some ideas for what I'm talking about. I'm going to go to 960.gs. This is the 960 grid system website. The 960 pixel grid system is basically a way that the web designers can create standard pages using 960 pixels across. You don't have to recreate this page. You can do so if you want. However, I'd like for you to go down and pick one of the pages that is listed down here. I'm going to pick one myself to show you the steps that I'd like for you to follow. I'm going to go to nickfink.com and I'm going to recreate what is visible on the screen. I don't need the Chrome character, I don't need the tabs up here, I don't need the address bar. I just need everything below the address bar and all the way down to the bottom of the page, not including the Windows Start menu, not including any of these icons on the side. At this stage, what I'm going to do, I'm going to press print screen and get a screen capture of this page. Go into Photoshop, create a new document, and accept the values that it gives me. I'll click OK. I'm going to edit this image, edit paste, Control V, and there's my screen capture. Because I know this is a 960 pixel wide website, I can create a new file new. It keeps the values from the last image. However, I'm going to change the 1280 to 960 because that is the live area. And the 720, I'll just go down here to maybe 680. Just make it a little bit shorter so that it recreates just the live area of the screen. I'm going to keep this one open for reference, however, and come back to the new document where I'm going to paste it again. Edit, paste. And using my move tool, I'm going to put this where I want it on the page. I'm going to rename layer 1 to background. Yours may already be called background, mine is not. The first thing that I can start to recreate is going to be just the verbiage that is up here, his name, his menu, items, and some of his text below. I will use the text tool to do this. I think that this website probably uses Arial throughout, so I'll change my font to Arial. I'll pick the regular font. It might be bold later, but for now it'll be regular. And since I know that using the text tool will create a new layer every time that I click to type in a new word, my foreground color is already white. I'll keep it there. I'm going to guesstimate that maybe this text is maybe 60 points. I'll start typing Nick Fink and just sort of hover on top of that. It's a little bit larger than I needed it to be, but I can change the size easily. I'll bring it down to maybe 48. 48 is maybe the right height. This is still a little bit small. I'm going to press Control T, my free transform tool, and pressing the shift button, bring it up to a more likable size, maybe right there. Press return to accept, and that's a little better. Come back to my text tool. I'm going to type about, and this is still white, but I'll select the text and make it black. Click OK. That's a little larger than I need. I'm using the move tool, pressing Control T again, pressing shift to bring down the size. Maybe somewhere around there. I can open up my character window and give it a little bit more kerning in between, maybe 20, maybe 60, no, maybe 200. 250. Okay. Get a little bit larger, and it's about right. I'm pressing the Alt key now, getting my two arrows, pressing Shift and moving it over to the right side, actually cloning it, I will select the text, change the verbiage to blog, press Alt again, and drag it across to the side and change that to speaking. As you can see, I'm starting to stack up my layers on the side, so this would be a good time to select the layers. I'm clicking on speaking on the side of the layers over here. I'm pressing the shift key and pressing on the bottom layer, Nick Fink, so that they're all selected. I can go into my hamburger icon and create a new group from the layers. I will call this the header. And everything that is up on the header side, I'll keep in this folder. I'll maximize the folder to see the contents. There's everything that I have. We'll be copying some of the elements in the page, but some of them are available freely on the internet. This is an RSS feed icon. I'll do a quick search for RSS icon. And I have a couple of options here. I'll right click and copy this image. Come back to Photoshop and paste it. Make sure that I'm inside the header layered group. Press Ctrl V to paste. And using Ctrl T, the free transform tool, I'll make it smaller and put it in its place. Right about there. Pressing return to accept, and I'll just keep that on top. I'll right click to find this layer, about, and actually just select about, blog, and speaking, all of them, and move them all on top of where they're supposed to be. You know, they don't have to be perfect, just as long as they're close to their target. I'll zoom in to Nick Fink on this side. I'm going to select my color palette and pick up the blue from this box. Click OK. I'll click on the Nick Fink layer, create a new one. This is a blank layer that I can click and drag below this. And I'll use the rectangular marquee to select the area behind it. Right there, match the size of the box, edit, and fill with the blue I just copied. It's the foreground color. Click OK. There is another box behind it. I'll just select that area, create a new layer, and go to Edit, Fill, and I'll pick this blue, make that the foreground color. Click OK. It's on top of my other box, so I'll just bring it down to layer 3 here. I'll change layer 2 to blue box and layer 3 to blue box shadow. Zoom out and see that I also have a line up here. Looks like maybe 2 lines, but I'm just going to copy one. Went too far, I'll go a little bit to the right. And I will fill this, edit, fill. I'll create a new layer and go to edit, fill. Get a copy of that orange and just create my orange box up there. So it looks like the header is pretty much finished. I'll click on the eye of the background to hide it. I will click on the background layer and give me a new layer here. I'm going to fill this with white. Edit, fill, use the white. Click OK, that gives me this background. I'll just call this white screen. And I'll minimize the header element since I'm pretty much done with that. I'll click on the header folder, click on the hamburger icon and create a new group that will be called the body. Here I can start to create the layers that will comprise this area here. You can use Nick's picture or you can use your own. You can find one on the internet. Simply going to copy from this background the area of the picture, edit, copy, come back to body and edit, paste. it pastes it exactly on top of the other one, so if you move it around, you'll see what I mean. I'll Control Z to undo. I'm going to just, right now I just want to see this picture that I copied, and using some of the tools that we've used before, the quick selection tool. For example, I'll highlight Nick pretty quick here, make sure to get his ears, and select the inverse and just press delete. So now we just have the floating head of Nick Fink, something like that. I'll call this Nick. I'll create a new layer, bring it below Nick, and using the rectangular marquee tool, I'll draw this box and fill it with the gray that is behind it. Okay, edit, fill with the foreground color I just selected. It covers the background, and that's okay. I'll just hide this box for now. I'll call this box body background. Coming back to the text tool, I will click on the layer to start typing. Before I do that, I will select a new color, the color of this headline. Click OK, and just start typing what it says. UX IA Pro, speaker, and community cultivator. I'll press Control A to select the whole text and bring back my character window. I'm going to get rid of the kerning from 250 to 0. I'll change this to Arial Bold. I'm going to give it a little bit of a leading here. I'll click Auto for now and try to match the size. Press Control T to do the free transform, stretch it out, and right about there. Say press Return to accept. I'm missing the period at the end, and maybe I can give it a little bit of negative kerning, maybe minus 25 or so, and that would work. I'll hide my character palette and create, and I'll click on the body background and I'll create a new layer. I'll name this button 1 box, and I'll use the shape tool below here. It's above the hand. I'm clicking and holding. I'll select rounded rectangle tool and go to the palette, select this gray, click OK. I will draw a box right here. It's close to it, and it's filled with the gray that I want. Click the move tool, and while pressing Alt, click, pressing Shift, I will drag to the right, and now I make a copy of that button. I call this button 2 box. I'll hide these momentarily. I'll hide the box properties, come to my text tool, and I'll type button 1 for now here, just to have something to type. Change the font color to white, click OK, perhaps make this a little bit smaller, down to 36 or so. Consult my original image, it says read my blog. Read my blog. So that's too big. Bring this down to 24. Better. Press Return to accept. I'll move it into place. I'll press Command Shift, and pressing the Alt key, click Shift and drag. The second box says Get in Touch. Get in touch. And I'll create one more layer, and I'll use the polygonal lasso tool to draw the triangles. Something like that. Edit fill with white. Okay. And this is my triangle. Make it maybe a little bit smaller. There. I'm using the cursor keys to put it in place, and Alt Shift drag, and both my buttons are done. I'll hide the original background to see where I am, bring back my white screen, and pretty much the top of this website is done. All I need now is the text below here. All I'm going to be needing is going to be a couple of boxes, these logos on the side. I will minimize the body and go to the hamburger icon and create a new layer group. New layer, new group. Click on new group. I'll just call it footer. It's at the bottom. Not really the footer, but this will work for now. I know that these Amazon Web Service and Digital Web Magazine logos must be out there somewhere, so I'll do a search for Amazon Web Services logo, and I'll click on one of these to copy it. I'll maybe pick this one, Amazon Services, copy image, come back to Photoshop and paste it. Edit, paste. Pressing Ctrl T to bring it down in size. Say right about there. Double click to accept, and I'll put it right there on top of the other one. Digital Web Magazine. Do a similar search. And here's one. I'll copy this image, bring it back to Photoshop and paste it. This image has some extra color that I don't need. I'll make a quick selection with the marquee tool. Select the inverse, press delete to get rid of it, deselect, and place my logo closer to this one, and there it is. I will click on the rectangle box again. I will click on the rectangle tool again and draw a box to mimic this one. I can use the move tool to get it out of the way a little bit. In the properties, I will select the fill color, click on the palette, copy that blue, click OK. The properties also include a stroke. That's the line that goes around the box. Click on the palette. I'll try to get right on top of that little blue, and it's a little bit darker. Click OK. So now I have a box with that, and I'll put it in place using the cursor keys to get it there. I'll hide it for now. Go back to my text tool, make sure I'm using black type. Click OK. I'll zoom in, get rid of this box, and just start typing Jared Spool at JM Spool Robot Drones Play Music. Select the text, bring this down to, I don't know, 12, maybe 14, or maybe 18. It's probably 16, number we don't have. I'll just type it in. This is not bold, this is going to be regular, and probably a little bit smaller. I'll bring this down to 14. So I put it in place. I'll clone this text, put it over here, select it, and just type in youtube.com/watch slash watch v equals qlqe1d dot blah blah blah, return retweeted by. Select that text, bring it back to regular, make it smaller. This link, I'll make it smaller as well. I'll keep it bold, and I'll pick up this blue from that type. Click OK, and I'll bring it in here. I'll use the text tool to copy this text, deselect by clicking on the move tool, click on the text tool again, and I'll just paste in retweeted by Nick Fink, but replace it with show media. I'll make this gray, just pick a gray here, click OK. This is a play icon. I can go online and look for it. Say video play icon. So the first ones that come out are a little bit different than that, and that's okay. I'll just use one of these, or maybe even use this one that looks more like it. I'll copy the image, paste. It's got this whole white background behind it, so I will use my magic wand tool to select the white, press Delete to delete, and bring it in here and bring it down to size. Control T, return, and let's see what that's starting to look like. I'll bring back my rounded rectangle so it's there. See, I have a couple of typos, but I'll just change one really quick. It's drone play music. In my body, I'm also hiding the background, body background. Let's bring that back. I think that the show media, right click, show media, using the cursor keys to bring it up, right click on layer 5, which should be called play button. I'll bring this up. I think I'm just missing this guy's head in the Twitter feed. So I'll go back to my original image, zoom in here, use my marquee tool, select this select this mugshot, edit copy, come back here, and paste again. I'll just put it close to where it needs to be, change layer 5 to Twitter icon or Twitter picture. And that pretty much completes the recreation of the site. I'm going to use the marquee tool to make a selection and use image crop. I will minimize my footer and my body, so now I have just body, footer, and header here, and all my elements are saved. I'll save this page to make sure I don't lose all this work. And that is how you recreate a website using Photoshop.